Hello, people. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Don't Look Up. This was a new Netflix film directed by Adam McKay. I'm not very familiar with Adam McKay's work before he did his more political, documentary kind of films. And I've seen Step Brothers, and I think that's a very funny movie. And then, of course, I've seen The Big Short, and I've seen Vice, where he kind of became more of a filmmaker rather than a comedy filmmaker. And so, The Big Short, I really, really liked. And then I actually really liked Vice as well. And this movie, I had very high expectations just because I thought the trailers looked strong. And then the reviews came out, and I was like, oh, that sucks. But when it comes to my opinion on this movie, I don't like it as much as I like The Big Short, but I definitely liked it more than Vice. And this movie kind of tries to blend together his more comedic aspects of his filmmaking and the more serious sides. It just put them together to see how it kind of works out. And overall, I think it works pretty much. Biggest problem this movie has is it's a little too long. I think all of his movies are a little on the long side, and I think all of his movies could lose like maybe 15 to 20 minutes. But hey, at the end of the day, if I were asked, would you rather have these 15 minutes or take them away? I'd rather have them at least. Like, of course, it kind of dilutes from the movie a little bit, but overall, whatever. He's one of those directors, and like people don't like it when I throw out this word. If he's an auteur director, you could tell when you're watching his movie, and there's directors that are not very good directors, but they can be auteur because you could tell that you're watching one of their movies. So, like Michael Bay. So, like, he's an auteur director for sure. His movie's good, not so much. But, that's what I'm saying. Whether you like the guy or not, he's definitely an auteur director. He has a very distinct style. And, yeah. Anyways, this movie's cast is stacked. Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Timothée Chalamet, Jonah Hill, Meryl Streep. Oh, my God. So many other people. I'm not even naming them all. But, yeah, overall, like I said, I thought this movie was hilarious. And I don't have a very good sense of humor. I've never really clicked that well with comedies, except for like a select few movies, and this movie is one of those select few movies I thought was hilarious. And I have more of a darker comedy. I like darker comedy, and I would say I'm more political than the average 17-year-old, and so to see this movie play out the way it did, it was kind of satisfying. And well, you'll know what I mean once you see the movie. It was just a great slap in the face to the people that would hate this movie, because the people that hate this movie are the people that, I feel like it should be upsetting. So, yeah, and it's hard to talk about this movie, really, because, it delivered laughs, but a lot of its messaging is a lot of the movie is based off its messaging. And so it's very heavy-handed in what it's giving you. And, of course, there's a lot of things, like, you could criticize that, but, it was made for, like, a metaphor for this. So this movie's kind of filled with, like, metaphors and symbolism with, like, what the comment means and what this means. And so when it's that deep and kind of layered and how it was thought out, it's really hard to be like, this didn't work, that didn't work, because of how much attention to, like, symbolism this movie was, even though as stupid as it sounds when you hear about it. Another problem I had with this movie is about in the middle of 45 minutes of the movie, I was watching it, and I was like, I'm having a hard time rooting for someone right here, because every single character in this movie, they're not perfect. Characters in this movie make mistakes, even the ones you're supposed to side on, and particularly Leonardo DiCaprio's character. He makes a big mistake in this movie, not like with his job, but personal life. And I'm having a hard time rooting for him, because he's getting in over his head. Jennifer Lawrence is just going nuts the whole movie, which is great. And it was kind of hard to root for specific characters, because, of course, Meryl Streep's character, oh my God, I could not stand her, and Jonah Hill's. So it kind of makes me more frustrated at moments that I felt like the movie should have gone for. There's some frustrating, like, it was frustrating, but it was meant to be that way, and yet it was giving you comedy at the same time. So it kind of was a little, not a mixed bag, but like playing tug of war with me in the middle 45 minutes of the movie. But that's just a nitpick, because overall, I like Adam McKay's work like this. I think he's a very talented filmmaker. I think he's hilarious in his. Did he write this movie? Well, either way, I think his movies are pretty funny. This movie had a great cast. I thought it had a overall the message that I was trying to give off. I think worked. It was funny. It was exactly what I wanted the movie to be. Exactly what these filmmakers wanted the movie to be. And so at this end of the day, it had the problems that this movie had was almost destined problems that it was going to have, if it makes sense. It definitely turned out exactly as it was intended, and I just have a lot of respect for that. Um, and yeah, there's some movies where, it's Christmas Day over here. I don't want to talk negative about this movie. I really liked it. I want to give it an 8.7 out of 10. So yeah, comment down below what you guys thought of Don't Look Up. Did you guys hate it because it was too political for you guys? And I get it if you thought, like, I'm not saying if you dislike this movie, it's because of politics. There's people who could genuinely dislike this movie because of its filmmaking or its pacing or its comedy. And like, all that's fine. But if you're disliking this movie just because of you watch Fox News, sure. But, that's just not valid to me. So yeah. Anyways, comment down below what you guys thought. Like I said, let's keep it a nice place down there because I know, like, in the political world, Adam McKay's name is not a very fun one to talk about. Even my grandma's heard of this guy. My grandma. We didn't have a very good conversation about him. Anyways, yeah. So comment down below what you guys thought. So yeah. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And adios.